Yeah, I think it looks like a helmet, a military helmet with a strap on the bottom. So basically, did you see where the BBs went? It's like a perfectly shaped human head,
Uh-huh.
literally perfect,
Yeah.
literally as you can see, like, and then all the ammo
Nah.
gets saved. Isn't that awesome?
That's really cool.
Yeah. That's just research. Um. So, anyways, I'm pretty sure I lost my drawing. My PC just quit, which is awesome. I just spent the last 25 minutes doing shitty fucking drawings for it to get
I, I,
deleted.
I
It's
was
really
I was
cool.
saying that I got the general idea. You want to see mine?
Yeah.
Okay. So, because I couldn't do a lot of detail, I don't really know how to draw the face exactly, so I gave two different like kind of interpretations.
Dude, you fucking suck at drawing. Do you see mine? Mine was so much better. Jesus. That looks awesome. I fucking wish I could draw. So what did you say? What was your potential criticism? What'd you say?
I didn't know exactly what the face looked like. This was my idea of like it being closed, and this would be my idea of it being opened. I didn't know if that exactly. I kind of got the idea of like if it could. It won't focus. But there's like two different mandibles, two different
Okay,
points right here.
okay,
Of like
okay.
the
So okay. Um that looks like it has a bottom and a top. Where are the left and the right jaws?
um. So would you be saying there would be like another one like here, like another point, like another section in here?
Not there. No. Okay. Press your pencil into the okay. Move your pencil left. Keep going until I say stop. Stop. Right. Stop. Up. Up. Stop. Okay. Now go straight across
To the left?
to the right. No, that's not straight across. I'm assuming it is to you, but to me it's not. Go like through those teeth. Straight across.
Downwards or
Nope,
right?
through those teeth. Through those teeth, right. Nope, through those teeth.
Down here?
Going like going too high. It's like a downward slope. Yeah, a little less down, a little sharp down, but it is down. A little sharp. You're doing too sharp.
Am I making an entire motion or am I pointing to a particular point? What am
No,
I?
you're drawing. You're drawing. You're doing what you're doing right now, but just less sharp. Less sharp of an incline. Decline, I mean. No, why you keep
My goodness.
like do exactly what you're doing,
Uh
but
huh.
don't do with that sharp of a decline. Okay, sharper than that.
So down here.
That's no decline. That's good. That decline. Continue on that decline line.
Yeah.
Yep. Now go all the way. Right there. Okay, now do another one, another line at the bottom. That would be the like other half of that jaw.
Or the bottom down here.
A little higher, I would think. No. I mean, okay, go back to where you started. To where you started, like a second ago. Yep. Now go left, 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 left. Left. There. Okay. Now go back to the jaw. Touch the jaw with a pencil tip. Okay. Up, right, up, right. Yeah. Stop. Now start drawing. Not there. Where you just
Here.
drew, don't think about that as drawing. Start right there,
Yeah.
and now do the exact same thing you did before.
Downwards.
Okay, wait, actually, I guess I put in a wrong input there. I thought that's where it would be, but I guess it looks like it'd be a bit lower based on your drawing. It doesn't really matter. Okay, go a bit lower. Lower, 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 lower. There. Okay, now do the thing with the line. Higher, higher. No, no, no. Okay, it's up. This one's an up incline. Okay, it's less sharp. Less sharp. Less sharp. Less sharp.
So
Less sharp. Less sharp. Less sharp. Less sharp. Less sharp.
it is now like straight across. So downwards.
Okay. No, no, no. That's good. The one you said was straight. That one's good, I think.
Okay.
I would still say, yeah, yeah. That's pretty much good. Yeah. So now imagine the other side has a jaw like that too.
And so this would be its own thing, and then
So now you'd have a layer of skin covering all of that, and then you'd have teeth. God, this is so hard to explain. Jesus. Um. Uh. You didn't get the teeth thing right. I don't know how to explain it. Like the saber tooth thing where the teeth pierce through each other. Four
oh
jaws,
yeah,
saber
yeah.
tooth teeth.
I did not do that. So would it
You
just
have to
they be
reset.
longer? So it'd be like this one would go down here.
Yeah, just do it with the mouth closed, because I mean, even with a saber tooth, if it opens its mouth, the teeth won't go that far.
Well, yeah, that was I guess that was the closed one down here, which was
There's
it
no
would.
top jaw. It's not closed.
So how would I change this one?
There's no top jaw. Is there a top jaw there?
So yeah, so like this would be
Okay,
like
so then why aren't their teeth also protruding out of the bottom? Because like to me, I just saw that as like just a bottom jaw, no top of the face.
oh I see. I was thinking this was like a closed mouth and this was another closed mouth. But yes, I guess you'd be saying there'd be another.
No, you just drew like a second mouth.
So where would it be?
Just like imagine a saber-toothed tiger with with just like buck
Just down here?
teeth. Yes, just like that. Yes, exactly. Um, yeah, but now instead of like what you did, now take the connecting lines and then make the ones that you just drew connect to the top, and make the other ones connect to the bottom. So those teeth that you just drew,
Uh-huh.
they would connect to the top jaw. They would start at the top jaw. That's where those teeth start.
So okay.
There you go. And the other ones would be the opposite.
I just realized I was drawing by looking at my phone instead of looking at the actual piece of paper.
Let me see.
One second. kind of a mess now, but
What is it?
it's kind of a mess now, but it's a general idea.
Hold on. Okay. Yeah, that's the just. And now, so now imagine that you have less teeth on each row, but you have an extra left and right row. I don't know how you draw it in 2 dimensions. I don't think you can. I couldn't. I couldn't
Yeah,
even
it's
start.
facing the wrong angle. Leave that up to
Um,
interpretation.
you betcha. But so yeah, so the hands, you drew the hands wrong. The
Yeah,
arms you did really good.
that was just needless. I didn't know. I didn't even want to begin that.
Yeah, that it is complex. Okay, so just go ahead and do it. Okay. So not even on that drawing. Um, just draw a karate chopping hand with no fingers. Just that like that shape. Just okay. Just draw an index finger. Go ahead and just draw an index finger. You did like in other words, you just did a top of an index finger, not the whole index finger. No, just have like another joint. Like in other words, I know you're gonna go too low. You're gonna go into the drawing, but um, yeah, that's pretty much yeah. With your werewolf nails, that would be what an index finger would look like. Um, so um, now draw 3 fingers coming off, or draw a finger coming off each joint on each side. It can just be a line. It doesn't need to be an actual finger. Um, okay, now make the fingernail sharper.
Like syringe.
No, just shark tooth. That is what every arm ends in. Actually, the only difference is that you would erase the joints. It doesn't have a super articulated hand. The hand is just normal, like it just like
Like
in other
this
words, or
is
just
this
erase the
each
joint.
finger or this each arm?
That is those are fingers, but those are fingers on an arm. Each arm looks like that.
But what about like the 3 digits going in the opposite direction? Where's
Those are
that?
the fingers, man. Those are those fingers.
I see.
They wouldn't actually look like lines. They would look like they would have joints and stuff. Like they would look articulated. Okay, so erase the joint marks on the finger you have right now. And now, just draw another line on each line you have right now to indicate like a finger, like a bend in a finger, right? Like you draw another line connected to each of those at a slightly different angle to indicate like a finger bend. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Then like erase
Like
it.
no, don't erase it. Just imagine you were drawing a finger, but just stick with those lines you have right now. And now those are the bottom of a finger. Now draw the top half of a finger on top of those. Just another line.
Like another one doing this.
Nope. Nope.
Say it
Just
again.
imagine the lines you already have.
Uh-huh.
So
You mean these
first of all, I
lines?
guess
That
erase. No, first of all, erase the retarded fingers. What? No. Redraw everything that you just erased. Dude, this is hilarious how, like, typically our language is close enough that, like, we very rarely misunderstand each other, but somehow with this, it is brutal. Okay. The retarded fingers, the like ones that you have at the top that are like wings.
Yeah, these.
Yeah, get those out of there. Okay. Now, all the fingers that you have remaining, all those lines, imagine they're the bottom half of a finger, and now draw the top half of that finger.
You mean make them longer?
Yeah, but the point isn't just to make them longer because you don't just want to elongate them. You want to draw the top half at a slightly different angle so that it looks like a bend in a finger, like that. Yes, correct. Maybe not quite that sharp because the finger wouldn't be quite that sharp, but it doesn't matter. These fingers can bend like that anyways. So yeah. So now, no, that one was weird. No, not that.
That was like a
I guess
curve.
kind of. Yeah, technically, if you drew a joint, like if you made a fat joint point, then yes, the curve would also be correct.
Hmm.
But anyways, just imagine those sticks as fatter, and that is what every arm looks like. Every arm ends in a giant fingernail spike, and then has 3 fingers on each side.
And they, so you know those like hair clamps? Is it kind of
Yeah,
like that?
yeah, very similar to that. If the hair clamp, um, if the hair clamp could bend in both directions, and each individual one was a finger.
So this can bend. Let's say this is like 3D, right? So
Yeah,
it could also bend that way as well.
yeah. Yes, it could curve the exact opposite direction. That would still be fine. So, like, imagine that hand holding a gun, right? It could hold the gun on either side. It wouldn't matter. Would uh, it would just use
Oh,
what is it?
uh, I wonder if it could dual wield. Could have like
Also,
one gun here, one gun
even
there.
they can do a lot more than dual wield. This thing can hold a whole fucking arsenal. But not just that, but the fingernails are customizable. So, like those big jagged points, right? It can break those off. And so that is actually super useful. So like, um, right, like let's say that you want normal fingers and then you want one finger that's like extremely long, one fingernail that's extremely long so that you can pull the trigger on a gun like a sniper or something, right? From far away, right? Well, then it can do that. Or like let's say you want all your other fingers to not have nails or have like super sharp thick nails for slicing, and then you want one finger to have a thin long nail for like carving letters or whatever. Any of that it can do by just using its acid. Because remember, the acid also makes its own bones weak, so it can also like carve its own bones into blades. It can like um it can like sharpen its own blades. It can dull its own blades. It can break the points off. It can add points. It can have regular fingers, or it can have super long like crystal fingers for different tasks. You know what I mean? So its fingers are also customizable. All of the tips are. So the tips are the fingers and the teeth. Both the fingers and the teeth are both tips. They're this exact same entity. It's like um just like a small 2 joint thing ending in a fingernail. Um and so uh that also means that the to prevent acid touching the core of the teeth, um you'll sometimes see them break all of their own teeth off just so that they can cover everything in skin and they can't have their teeth be destroyed. So you'll see them break all the points up their own teeth and then expand their skin, blow up the skin around their teeth so that they all stay inside of the mouth completely and safe from acid. Um, so that's just another thing to think of is the crystals can be self-warped for different tasks and stuff. Um, and so um, one more important thing is that look on Discord camera. You see You see this?
Yeah.
This is the right fuck? This is the Jesus. Mouse is hard to see. This is the right jaw. This is the top. God. Or actually, I guess this one will be the left. I hate not being able to see this mouse. This is the right. This is the bottom. See?
The
Top,
camera's not
bottom.
facing it.
Oh. Top,
Yeah.
bottom. And then the other ones are left and right. So now, this would be a opened mouth. Slightly opened mouth. And so the teeth are going to look like that. And there's going to be a ton of them.
All right, and then where would the teeth be on the other jaw?
So keep in mind, this is the right jaw, this is the left jaw, this is the top jaw, this is the bottom jaw. So all four jaws have teeth. These teeth would be pointing straight down. These teeth would be pointing straight up. These teeth would be going this way. And these teeth would be going this way, not top and bottom, but
Yeah,
left and
could you
right.
draw some
So,
more of them?
what do you mean?
Like on the bottom one and the top one, so I can get like a understanding of what it
Well,
looks like.
they're going to look the same in 2D. You're not going to be able to see a difference. Like, you're not going to see. You're like, in other words, like without me explaining it with words, you can't even see that this is the top and this is the bottom. Like, you can't even see that on this picture.
Yeah.
So like, this is what a mouth looks like closed. This is the important part. Jesus, I don't even know how to draw a closed mouth on any creature. So you see those you see how each one of those is a jaw?
It's not pointing at the other one.
My phone's at 5% too. It's gonna fucking say shit. So you see how like each one of those is a jaw, top,
Yeah.
bottom, left, right. Okay, so if this mouth was closed, then it would look like you couldn't see the individual jaws because it would all be covered in skin, right?
Yeah.
So to you, it would just look like this. You would have the purple fingernails closing at each point. So each one would have a fingernail closing, which would
Uh-huh.
cinch all of this skin together, and then it would be completely closed. But then you would still be able to see the teeth because you would have teeth emerging from. So I'm going to draw the joints. You're going to be able to see the joints here, but you wouldn't be able to see these in actuality. So I'm going to show you the bone structure. It's like an X-ray, right? So this would be like the bone structure of the mouth, right? The mouth is also made out of fingers. I did tell you that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So this would be like the bone structure of the mouth, right? You would have joints here, and then you would have the bones that go out, and then you would have all the little places where they meet, which would be like the beaks that you see, right? But then, so now the question is, how would you be able to see the teeth? So now I'm going to get rid of the X-ray, and so we're going to keep in mind where the X-ray was. Okay, so we're going to go back now, and what we're going to see is the teeth are going to come out like this. These are teeth coming from the bottom jaw. The super exaggerated height, I think. I should probably draw them smaller. These are teeth coming from the bottom jaw. I would imagine that you can kind of see teeth coming from the top jaw because they'd be exiting out of the bottom here. You can kind of see their traces down here. Then you would have teeth that are coming out of the left jaw. So they would, I'm going to x-ray. You would see these teeth would start here, but then they would leave the mouth here. Okay, this one would be a right tooth, and it would start here, but it would leave the mouth here, right? And then you would have a top tooth, which would start about the joint, remember, was here. So it would start here, and then it would go out through the bottom of the mouth like this. And then you would have a bottom joint, which its joint would be right here. So it would come off of that joint, and then it would come out through the top of the jaw like this. So you see, the teeth are literally like a nail through a baseball bat sticking out of the skin of the mouth. But keep in mind, the teeth can pierce everywhere except where the joints are. So the mouth is made up of 4 of these types of bone structures, and the teeth come off of these bone structures. But whenever the mouth closes, so whenever this gets closer, these teeth cannot intersect with this bone. So instead, they'll go to the left and the right of the bone and pierce through the skin, which is beside the bone. So what it'll look like, because the tooth from this one can't pierce through the bone, it'll just come up through the skin, but it won't actually be colliding with the bone. You see, it'll just go up beside through the skin. It can't collide through the bone. It can't go through the bone. That would be both bad for the joint and also the crystal. It would be extremely hard to crush the crystal against crystal. It isn't going to happen realistically anyways. So basically, whenever its mouth closes, naturally, because it can move all of its fingers, or all of its teeth, because its teeth are fingers, and like each individual tooth looks like this. Right? When you imagine that each individual tooth looks like this already, that's a joint, right? Then you can understand that that whenever the mouth closes and it's trying to avoid its 4 primary mouth fingers, so it's got 4 mouth fingers, up, down, left, and right, and the teeth cannot pierce through a mouth finger, but they can pierce through the skin. So what you'll get whenever the mouth closes is you'll just get, it'll look like this. From the outside, it'll all just look like a big black snout. So imagine like a dog's face, right? You've got like a dog's head, and then you've got like a snout. Okay? Obviously, shitty dog, shitty snout. But the point is, with this creature, it would also have a jaw here. And then what you'd see is you would see, I'll make the skin that's typically black, we'll call it blue for this. So you can see more clearly. So that is the skin, right? Skin fills in. And then what you'll see is you'll see the teeth are only going to pierce through the skin. So they're going to pierce through the skin, 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 and it'll all come out. And like you won't even ever be able to see any of the black because that's the joints. You won't be able to see the finger bones. All you will see is the skin, which would typically be black, not blue. You would see the skin, and then what you would see on top of the skin, or not on top of, but coming through, not where the joints are, everywhere the joints aren't, you would see teeth piercing through this skin. You see? So like these teeth would be coming from the top, these teeth would be coming from the bottom, these teeth
Camera.
would be coming from the left, pierce through the right skin. But then the whole time, none of those teeth are going to touch that. You see?
Camera.
God damn it, Trevor, you gotta say before now, you fucking idiot.
I said it
What is it?
before, and you didn't do anything.
Well, okay, first of all, obviously say it again. Second of all, I did not hear you.
Um. Yeah. 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 That's wicked.
Yeah, yeah. You betcha. Oh, I bet that was ununderstandable if you didn't watch it as it was happening. But basically, can you? Yeah, that wasn't frame either. Um, 23% for fuck's sake. Yep. Imagine if you had saber-tooth teeth, and they came out on the side of your jaws. And now imagine if you had 4 jaws. Now imagine when you close them. Now all those teeth have to intersect, and it's like a complicated dance of intersecting saber-tooth teeth. And now imagine on top of that, on top of having 4 jaws and saber-tooth teeth, you have skin connecting all 4 jaws, so that whenever you close your mouth and these saber-tooth teeth come through on the sides of each individual jaw, they're piercing through skin. So the saber-tooth teeth can never pierce any of the other jaws, because the other jaws are also made out of bone, but they can pierce the skin. So you have, like, 4 different points where the skin is pierced by teeth, or, like, honestly, where it really is 4 different lines where the teeth won't pierce the skin, because the joints are in the way. And then you have everywhere else where the teeth will. So you have like a porcupine of teeth piercing through skin between joints, um, between fingers. And so, yeah, so the teeth come out between the mouth fingers. You have 4 mouth fingers, and the teeth come out everywhere where a mouth finger is not, and through the skin. And so, um, so also keep in mind that this creature can open its mouth. Can open its mouth. No, thank you. No. Can open its mouth like so. Before we were always discussing it like this, where this would be the mouth, right? That's how we were discussing it before. Keep in mind the mouth can also do this. Because it's fingers. So it's so articulatable that you can literally do that makes it super confusing in 2D. We'll stick with this. Say when you can't see, fucking retard. Okay, so imagine you've got your left and your right jaw, right? They would come off like this, I guess, would be how you draw that. Okay. So left, right, top.
Move the camera to the right.
Left, right, bottom, top. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is open. This is an open mouth. And so what, yet again, I'm going to use blue for skin, even though it's typically black. This is what you would see from the outside. You would just see like a circus tent or like a giant balloon from the outside of thin, translucent-ish black skin, right? And so now none of the teeth are going to be piercing because the mouth is open. So all those teeth that were piercing through here, right? All the teeth that were piercing through, they're now on the inside of the skin vacuum. So if you were to look at this from the front instead of the side, it would look like. How do you even do though? I don't understand drawing enough to do this. Like I don't understand how you'd even look at something from the front. I can only do it from the side. Um, well, just look at it this way. When the mouth is open, so like imagine this is open like this, like that one was. Now the teeth look like this. They're just as big. It's just that now they look smaller in comparison because the mouth is fully open. So you have a giant fucking vacuum of skin
Yeah.
around. And then inside you have all 4 articulation points, and the articulation points are holding up this giant skin flap that's now filled with articulatable, moving, shredding needle teeth. So that's the gist. Yep. And so, anyways, like I was saying, really cool design. Oh, the only other important part is the joints. Remember, I was saying joints are super weak.
Yeah.
So each joint in the mouth finger, every mouth finger, there are 4 mouth fingers. Every mouth finger has a joint. But these joints don't have armor. These are the only joints which don't have armor. Why don't they have armor? Because the mouth needs to be able to open. It needs to be able to spread open like this. It needs to be able to extend massively to consume large amounts. And a spike would prevent. It would begin. So imagine if it was like this, right? And then whenever this arm raised, then that spike would pierce through this, and that wouldn't be good. So what we do instead is we use the teeth piercing through the skin to cover the joints. So if we had a mouth like this, and we had teeth? I'm just going to draw the top and the bottom for this. Imagine the left and the right doing the exact same thing.
Move the camera.
So this is the top, this is the bottom. Imagine the left and the right are doing the exact same thing, just flipped on the side. Okay, so what was I going to explain? Oh, this. Okay, so this tooth coming from here is going to cover this joint. This tooth coming from here is going to cover this joint. You see? And so there's actually going to be lots and lots and lots of teeth, and each of them are going to cover a different angle of the tooth because each one's so thin. But so what you're going to get in the end is you're going to get lots of different covers, thin covers at different angles, covering the joints. And so that's why the teeth pierce through the skin. So a closed mouth doesn't look like this. It doesn't look like that, like you'd think it would. It doesn't look like a closed skin tube with spikes sticking straight out. It actually looks like this. So the teeth initially pierce through like this, but they are then pulled, they're moved because they're articulatable. They move themselves to do, we imagine the white is the joint. Okay? The purple teeth are going to come out of the black skin in a way where they specifically end up covering this white dot, you see? This would be like a left tooth coming through here. This one would be right tooth. This one would be a bottom tooth coming from here. This one would be the sheet. Like all of these different angles of teeth piercing through skin are going to end up individually covering this joint from like that 100 different small angles, you see?
Yeah.
And so every mouth part is like that. So you're going to see in the end, it's just going to look like one big black tube of skin. And then that big black tube of skin is going to look like a much neater version of this, where it's going to be like just a bunch of intersecting, folding over itself needles like a porcupine coming out of its black skin to protect the joints at each location. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's would they be crisscross as you drew them?
Yeah, but it's not just crisscross up and down. It's crisscross up and down, and then also crisscross left and right, all crisscrossing with each other.
That's like as the mouth curves.
Well, the mouth doesn't necessarily curve as much as it just sort of has fingernails at the end, and then it's got fingers inside, so it doesn't really curve. The mouth, like I said, is like a rectangle. It's like a perfect rectangle, but then it turns into a snout at the end because of the beaks.